tonight with Dame Edna, British rogue Ian McShane.
Where's the toast?
Distinguished Hollywood actress Susan Sarandon, rock and roll wild child Kimberly Stewart, and living legend Dame Shirley Bassey.
She's a gem in my heart. She's an angel of light from above. She is poetry in motion. She's a rock in an ocean of love. So give us the Edna treatment. A world exclusive mega spa.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the housewife with a much nicer house than yours. It's Dame Edna Everidge.
Spa, and I hope I'm not overdressed tonight. But I can see I am. No, I'm expecting some pretty starry company tonight, including my gorgeous fellow dame, Shirley Bassey. In fact, Parsons, I should have telephoned Dame Shirley. She might be wearing the same frock or a version of it in polyester. Now, excuse me, viewers, I have a little family problem here that I have to deal with. In point of fact, it's not such a little problem. Valmay, stop. Where are you going? With Kimberly Stewart, Rod Stewart's daughter. What do you think you're doing?
Oh, Kim and I are going clubbing, Mum.
You're going clubbing, are you? Well, darling, why are you dressed up like Lady Muck, may I ask? Oh, you're like pork dressed up as lamb, Valmay. It's dreadful, really. Does your father know what you're doing tonight, Kimberly?
Yes.
I suppose Paris Hilton will be there, will she? And little Lindsay Lohan and all the rest of the Nicholas Brigade, they'll be there. I'm sorry, I just need to check something. Security, very much. This is a little device that They use this for looking under my car to see if there are bombs there. As I feared, either this mirror is cracked or in your haste to join the commandos, you forgot something rather important. Let's see that bag. Ah, there it is. Just as I thought. Valmay, back to your post, and Kimberly, back to your treatment, please. You're not leaving this establishment tonight. Well, I'm sorry about that interruption, but enough of my family squabbles. Let's bring on my first patient this evening. And darlings, he's gone from dealing in antiques in the English countryside to being the embodiment of pure evil as he runs a down-market massage parlour in the west of America. It's not David Dickinson, I'm afraid. It's Ian McShane! Come on, Ian. Oh, Ian. Ian, lovely, at last.
Thank you.
At last we meet. Isn't he divine? Sit down, Ian.
Thank you.
There we are. Oh. Welcome, Ian. Please.
Be still, Mum.
Don't exert your fatal charm on that minx. First things first, what a lovely skin tone you've got.
Thank you.
Now, isn't
Dame.
that yours, or did we provide it for you?
You've done that here.
I thought you might have been in the George Hamilton Memorial tanning unit. Let me drink you in, Ian McShane. They said you were a babe magnet. I'd call you a bit of a dame magnet. As a matter of fact, you're attractive, but in a funny way, not to me. No, this is going to make our conversation free of tension, Ian, because I feel maternal towards you. When I look at you, do you know what I feel like doing? I feel like holding you round the ankles and lifting your little legs way back and dusting your body with talcum powder. Look, isn't it incredible? We're chatting away and you haven't answered a single question yet. But I'll make up for that. We're both famous in England and in that little country which I think is one of the world's best-kept secrets, America. Your latest triumph in the United States and globally is Driftwood, isn't it? A show called Driftwood.
It's actually Deadwood,
It's
Dame.
Deadwood.
Deadwood, Dame.
I knew that. I was just giving you a chance to say something. It's Deadwood. And it is fabulous, and it's gritty, isn't it, really?
Mm-hmm.
Now, you won a Golden Globe. You were nominated for an Emmy, Ian. And that's almost as good as winning, isn't it, being nominated?
No.
And,
It sucks, no.
it goes to show the public liked you, as I do. While you're here, please make full use of our facilities, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
You like being loofed, I believe.
Well, actually, no, I like schmeissing, which I think
Schmeissing?
Schmeissing, which you should introduce here, because in the steam room. It's like a horse's tail made of raffia. It's like a broom.
Oh.
And you have a big bucket full of soap and hot water, and then you lather it up, and then you lie the person down in the steam on towels.
Oh.
And then you, first of all, put the soap on them and work them up, and then this big horse's tail schmeiss out. It's called a Bassey, and then you work up the heat, and then you whip up the heat, and then you strike them, and then you smooth them in, turn them over, and do them both sides.
Both sides?
And then dip them in the cold plunge and come out again. It's an old Eastern European thing called
Is
a
it?
schmeiss, yes.
I
think that's one thing you could do.
I
I'd love
really
to.
would.
I can show you afterwards.
You could schmeiss me. I can't offer that service yet, but I will persuade Val May, at any rate, to walk up and down your spine in her Doc Martens. Would you like that?
Yeah. High heel, Doc Martin.
Oh, please. I loved you in Lovejoy, and so did my
Good.
husband, Norm.
Yeah? Norm?
Did you ever meet him?
No, I didn't.
You would have adored my late husband. I mean, if I look at you and close my eyes, I can see Norm. And yet, if I open them, you're nothing like him at all. Isn't that a paradox? It is. Now, there was a film you were in. I'm taking your mind back a little bit, you adorable man. A film called Villain. You remember Villain?
Oh, yeah.
It starred Richard Burton, and you played a very spooky character in Villain.
Yes, the bisexual.
Oh, did you have to say that?
I'm sorry. I hear that those kind of things,
There
lesbian...
hadn't been one ever before until then, had there?
No, they leave a very nasty taste in your mouth, I
They
hear.
do.
The words.
This is a family show, Ian.
I'm sorry, Dame.
And as well as acting, Ian, you've dipped your tonsils in the world of popular music, haven't you? I refer, of course, to an album that you released. It's lovely. It's called Ian McShane.
Both sides now.
You remember when records were that size? It was difficult to track down this particular...
I bet my
album.
mother bought them all.
Well, this is one of the few copies that were actually sold, Ian. But
I've got a gold record.
it's... Did you?
Absolutely.
A gold record. Well, I
Yes.
have no right to be satirical.
Why not?
We found this, as a matter of fact, in the healthy aged shop. We did, and it was 99p. It was. I'd like to play you just a little bit of this lovely album. Listen, Possums.
Every breath you take, every move you make, every bond you break, every step you take, I'll be watching you.
Stop! Please. Yes. Oh, we can have too much of a good thing. But didn't little Sting from the Police cover that song as well?
Yes, he did.
I think he did. Not as good as your rendition.
No.
We use its closing track, as a matter of fact, when we're locking up this building at night. But would you sign it for me?
Certainly.
Here's a gold pen. Please sign it. And just make it out to the successful bidder. Because, no, I'm dabbling in the eBay lately, Possums. It's a lovely new hobby of mine. Possums, more delightful chat with the charismatic Ian McShane and Susan Sarandon, and a live performance by Dame Shirley Bassey. After this important break... And sharing his experience, hope and strength with me tonight is little Ian McShane. And I think it's time for me to introduce a particularly gorgeous young woman. She's a delightful, smouldering redhead who's always up for a fight and not afraid to speak her mind. And I'm not talking about Sarah Ferguson either. It's Hollywood's favourite feisty female, Susan Sarandon! Isn't it lovely? But I mean to see my beautiful little guests getting on well with each other so soon after sitting on the couch. Off you go. Now, don't be at all nervous, Susan. I want you to sit there, take a big, deep breath right down into your lower chakra. You probably carry a few little misconceptions about me. There are people who might have tried to poison your mind against me. People are funny. Never underestimate envy. Would you agree with that, Ian?
Mm-hmm.
There are jealous people out there.
Vicious.
There are women, actresses, who are probably jealous that you and I are having a little chat now. I won't name names, of course, but I know Sharon Stone would kill to be there. The same goes for little Streep and little Streisand. But I'm a pussycat, Susan, I am. Did you have any concerns about coming here to see me?
No, actually. I hadn't heard anything terrible about you.
Well, why are you wasting our time then, darling? You've been busy. Susan has been busy. Now you've got 4 movies coming up, Susan. Mm-hmm. 4 new films. I want to hear about those. You remind me of a bus. We wait for ages and then 4 turn up at once.
Well, nothing immediately, so we don't have to talk about them.
I'd just like to know what to expect.
Mr. Woodcock, excuse me. I know it's a family show, but that's the name of the movie. Mm-hmm. Bernard and Doris with Ralph Fiennes.
Oh.
About Doris Duke. What else? Enchanted is a Disney film on Thanksgiving. A big, one of those big films. I can't remember the 4th one.
I'm always delighted and enchanted to see you on the screen, Susan Sarandon. I know your secret, I think. While other actresses are busy having reconstruction and surgery, you've let nature take its course. You have vacuumed up all the mature parts. You have made the aging process work, Susan. You have. I like your face more now than I did in your earlier films.
Why is that?
Well, I've got used to it. I have. The film that I saw you in many moons ago, I was probably just a teenager, was the Rocky Horror Picture Show. You remember that? Did you see that? Did you ever think, Susan, did you think it would become a cult movie?
I didn't even think it would make it to being released, and actually it almost didn't. You know, they started feeding it to art houses and college campuses, and suddenly, much to their surprise, I have a gold record, by the way, from that movie. Don't dream it, be it.
Don't dream it, be it. I want to be dirty. Do you remember
Exactly.
that?
I stand by that.
My daughter, Val May, she loves doing the time warp. Do you remember that?
Yes.
She does it all the time. That's why we had to have the house underpinned. Do you still do the time warp?
I don't really remember it. Maybe Valmay could drop her hostility and teach me.
Please. She is very hostile, very hostile.
Yeah.
The film that I think most of us adored you in particularly was Thelma and Louise.
Oh, thank you.
One of my favourite films. Now, it did so much, didn't it, for women drivers to start with.
And not so much for men with a lot of gold jewelry.
Oh, no, not so much, but we've never cared for them, have we, Susan?
No.
Nothing tucked in your chest hairs, I hope, Ian. Of course, it was Brad Pitt's first film, wasn't it?
Well, no, I don't think it was his first film, but he definitely made a big impression.
Did
he
you
was
pick
fabulous.
him? Did you pick little Brad?
Afterwards, but not initially.
I have a memory of The Witches of Eastwick.
I do too.
So do I.
And so do you, because you were in the stage version when you had to sing, didn't you remember that?
Yes.
But you were in the film and you didn't quite get the role you wanted, did you, Susan?
Well, I got the role I wanted, and then when I showed up, they'd given it to someone else, which is unusual.
May we hear who they gave that role?
They gave it to Cher.
They gave it to Cher. Now, there's a sort of way Dame Nature does things, orders things in a special way, and in retrospect, it was the right thing. Look at you now. All these films coming out, and look at little Cher. She's lovely, but she's always on a farewell tour. She's been on a farewell tour for 15 years. She's got a lot of people to say goodbye to. You have turned down offers, Susan Sarandon, to appear in your birthday suit in that Playboy magazine, and you've declined.
And now my children would kill me if I said yes. But in the days before I had children, I just wasn't sure why. All the women kind of look so impersonal, you know.
Well, I refused Playboy.
Did you?
I did. I had a lot of requests, Ian, to do a centerfold, but my husband, Norm, was opposed to it. He said, if he can't see it, why should other people? That's what he said.
Well, then you have to respect that.
Do they still ask you, Susan?
No, actually.
They don't. Ian, would you be happy to take your little clothes off and be in a photograph?
Well, I did. I'm surprised you haven't got that one.
Ladies, now don't scream. This is a little image of Ian McShane. Have a look at this. Look.
Oh, that's...
Do you miss that body, Ian, do you?
I might get it back at the end of my stint here.
I'd be very happy with what you've got left, Ian McShane. I would. You're political, though, Susan, aren't you? Very political?
Well, I'm involved.
You're involved. You care. Ever thought of running for office of any kind?
No, I'd like to be able to stay honest.
Honest.
Yeah.
Well... Do you see a woman behind a desk at the White House? As opposed to under a desk at the White House?
Oh, well, I don't see a woman that I want to support right now, but I think it's not important what color or what gender. I think I just want someone authentic. I think if you published who gave large donations to their campaigns, then you'd have a better idea of where they actually stand on things.
I know, but you have this problem in America, and I sometimes wonder if it's ever going to go away.
America?
No.
I didn't understand how your head of your country found our head of our country so interesting that he actually became
Well, I think it was jet lag, really.
Well, that makes sense then. I couldn't quite understand what they had in common, you know. Clinton maybe with the saxophone and the whole thing, but Bush, that seemed like such a strange bedfellow.
It is, and I think his wife feels the same. But Tim is interested in the same thing, Tim Robbins, your husband.
We agree. We have the same moral bottom line, yeah.
Well, your marriage has been so enduring, hasn't it?
Well, we're not married.
Well, that might be why it's lasted so long, Susan.
It might be. We have real estate and children in common, but no marriage.
My husband and I think we were too hasty in tying the knot.
Really?
I think we were in retrospect. We had so much to learn about each other. We learnt the hard way. Was there anything that you discovered about Tim after living with him for a while that tested your tolerance and your patience? Any little thing?
He's very sloppy.
Sloppy?
Yeah, he leaves. I think, you know, men can't really spray their territory, so they just leave their clothes everywhere.
Well,
that's my
my
theory.
husband did spray his territory. Unfortunately.
Well, then I'm lucky, aren't I?
You are. That was
Very
towards the
lucky.
end, mind you.
Oh.
But you are 12 years older than Tim. 12
Yes.
years older, though you
Yes.
look so adorable and lovely.
Thank you.
You are the Judy to his Richard. And, thank you for translating there, Ian. I wish I'd picked a younger man. I mean, finding your spouse on the bathroom floor with the word prostate written in soap on the mirror. It was a terrible moment, Susan.
Oh, that's terrible.
I'm smiling in pain, actually. I suppose an unwillingness to walk down the aisle could be because you were married before. I
was.
You were a long time ago when you were young. To a Mr. Sarandon.
Coincidentally.
This is a spooky coincidence. But you took his name, didn't you,
I
Susan?
did take his name.
Well, it's a lovely name, Sarandon, isn't it?
Sarandon's okay, yeah.
And, well, I'm a little embarrassed now because I've got a surprise for you.
Oh, God.
Oh, yes! Thanks to Pan Am, I've arranged a reunion for you with someone who played an important role in your past.
Yes!
Your past is going to come rushing back.
I hope I remember.
What was his name?
Who?
Your husband.
Chris Sarandon.
Chris Parsons, creator of the Rocky Horror Show, Richard O'Brien!
Hello, Susie. Hello, husband.
Hey, Edna.
You're kissing and hugging everyone there, Richard.
Look how handsome.
Isn't he? I was talking to them about the time warp
Yes.
earlier, and my daughter Valmay loves it. Why don't we do it?
Do you think we should? Well, it's not difficult
Yeah, we-
because the moves are all in the words, aren't they?
He's going to
Come along. In a line, please.
Hang on.
In a line.
I sit here.
Yeah. Music maestro, please. The time warp again. 2, 3, 4. It's just a jump to the left and a step to the right. With your hands on your head, you'll bring your knees in tight. But it's the pelvic thrust. Till we really got your wings. Say yeah. Right now. Let's do the time warp again. Left hand. Whoa. Let's do the time warp again. Beautiful.
Richard, that is lovely. Thank you, Possum. I must insist you get back to your treatment now.
I love it. I've lost 20 pounds since I've been here. I still can't find it. Look
Your
down in the bed.
hair is not going to grow back unless you go back into treatment. Popping out. In and out.
I'm going to have some one-on-one. Bye-bye.
Richard O'Brien. It's fine, wasn't it? Ooh, after that little bit of physical activity, I think we need a comfort stop. See you in a moment. Welcome back, Possums. I'm having a delightful chat now with Susan Sarandon and Ian McShane. Susan, you have recently been studying your family tree, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
Have you discovered anything about your ancestors?
Well, I'd always heard that I was Welsh, English, and we did track it down, and I, thank God, am Welsh. And on one side, and on my mother's side, I'm Sicilian. Good mix, huh?
Pretty good.
So I went all around Wales, and I had someone helping me, and we found my family tree.
What kind of people were these Welsh?
I don't know for sure because they were very poor and mostly illiterate, so there aren't any pictures. Or did someone just applaud about that?
No. We had a lot of Welsh criminals in Australia. My ancestors were tourists. They were not. They just came out for pleasure and they stayed. Did you have to go looking in cemeteries and
Yes,
things?
we saw quite a few cemeteries. And I invited my siblings, I'm the oldest of 9, and I didn't expect them all to say okay. So they all came. So there was actually a huge van of us disrupting Welsh towns everywhere.
Are you a member of a big family, Ian?
No. I'm not. My aunt just died. I got my father, my mother. They don't have any brothers, sisters. I have no brothers, sisters. But my daughter's making up for it. I have 3 grandchildren.
Oh, what a joy that is
yeah,
to
it's fantastic. My son-in-law is English and half Iraqi. Wonderful. Works for the government. Yes.
Which government?
This...
Being Welsh, of course, you could be related to my very next guest, one of Britain's leading divas. And even though she now resides in Monaco for tax reasons, why else would anyone want to live in that dump? She still has a very special place in the nation's heart. Please huddle around her trunk as she sings her new hit, Living Tree. It's Dame Shirley Bassey!
Let me breathe, 'cause I'm drowning in your shadow. Let me leave. Expect me, do not follow me. Breathe. I can make my own tomorrow. Let me breathe. Designate. You feel good 'cause you own me. That was my dress. That used to be mine.
Well, it's lovely. And this is my daughter, Val, mate. Here we are. Now, Shirley. Shirley.
Did she have to do that?
Well, just in case I forget your name, it's very, very handy.
And it's Shirley.
It's a little...
Nobody calls me Shirley.
Oh, well, darling, I'm sorry. You have that out with her. She's a naughty delinquent. We should go out on the town together one night.
Why not?
A few other dames could come. Judy Dench, perhaps.
Helen Mirren.
Can you think of any more? I can't.
That's enough.
Shirley, thank you, my darling. And I think... Shirley, why don't you go and enjoy the spa facilities? Valmay, would you take...
No, not Valmay, no, please, no.
No. She's going to take you to my mud bath. Off you go, darling.
Thank you.
There she goes. Well, oh, dear. Parsons, later on, I think there may be a little dame duet opportunity in Dame Shirley's pipeline. Meanwhile, while Shirley's off relaxing, it's time for me to introduce my final patient for this evening. She sprang from the loins of one of the music industry's greatest survivors. She's been a model, and now she's modeling, and... And she's on my show, so things are looking up. Please welcome Kimberly Stewart. Oh, you're lovely. Oh, lovely. Goodness me, what a tall, willowy thing you are, Kim.
Thank you. You're not so bad yourself.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for
I
having me.
know you must be in great demand, Kimberly, because you've just come top of a poll.
Yes.
A certain men's magazine, haven't you?
Yes.
What
yes.
was it?
FHM, the world's most eligible bachelor.
What's HM?
FHM.
FHM?
Yeah, it's a magazine.
Is it?
Yeah. Pretty big one. You haven't heard of it?
Of course it is.
I'm sure your daughter's heard of it, though. She probably knows.
Valmay, of course. Your
Valmay.
new friend.
Yes.
My daughter.
She's my new best friend.
Well, it said that you're an most eligible bachelorette.
Bachelorette, yes.
Sounds like something out of Jane Austen, doesn't it, Susan?
Yes.
How does it work exactly?
Well, I think that they do a poll, and then people vote, and then I got voted, and it was a huge honor, and hopefully it will find me a boyfriend.
Did they take into account the dowry that Rod Stewart would settle upon your marriage?
Probably, yes.
They probably did.
Yes.
Didn't Rod, your father, Rod Stewart...
Roderick, yes.
Didn't he speak out of turn fairly recently about your health?
Yes, he did, unfortunately.
What did he say?
Yes, well, you know, as a parent, sometimes you speak and you don't think about your kids, and he said something about my liver. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but nothing's wrong with my liver, so don't worry, no.
I'm not worried.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure, because I didn't want you to think I'd be a bad influence on your daughter or anything.
He got the wrong end of the stick. Parents get over-anxious.
Yes.
They even invent problems.
Yes, they do.
But he's protective of you, darling.
Yes, he is.
He's very protective. He was talking about someone called Russell. Was it Russell Brand? Who is that?
Yes, Russell Brand. He is a British TV host. Do you guys know who Russell Brand is? No. Yeah, no one really knows who he is in America.
No. He made some unsavory comment about you.
Yes, he did, and it was a bit unfortunate, and my dad gave him a bollocking. Oh. And he deserved it. He deserved it.
He deserved it.
He deserved it.
I think Rod has a strong sense of justice, Kimberly.
I think so, too. And Rod's a gentleman as well.
I've always found him in his dealings with me.
Yeah, he loves you. I think he has a crush on you. He's actually kind of obsessed with you.
It's a bit of a long story, isn't it?
Really? I might just be your daughter. You never know. Did you want to tell me that?
If I could see your real hair colouring, tell me something. I think it's rather noble of him. Embarrassing, but noble.
Yeah, no, it was.
But it's your life, and parents really should let children make their own mistakes, Kimberly.
Yeah.
I think so. I mean, I should have stepped in years ago before Val was sent to that juvenile detention centre.
Really?
But I had more important things to do.
Of course you did.
I'm sorry. I'm taking a bit of a hard line with her, but it's tough love. Tough love,
That's what my dad says. That's exactly what he says.
Were you planning a little night out with Valmay?
Yes, yes.
I aborted it.
I know. I don't
I've done you a favour. An evening with her would damage your status as an it girl.
I think she's quite charming, actually.
Well, she doesn't need any encouragement, little Valmay. But if you won't listen to me, and you may not take my advice, you're another generation, you should listen to your father.
Really?
In fact, I'm going to give him a call.
Oh, no, you're not.
Yes, I am.
Oh, no.
I am.
Okay,
on my
fine.
laddie phone.
Oh, my. Oh. Wow.
Hello?
Hello? Oh, no, wrong number. That was Martha Stewart, I'm afraid. Sorry, Parsons. She's on speed dial as well, I'm afraid. I was her rock when she was incarcerated in that rather luxurious women's prison.
Hey.
Hello, Roderick Stewart?
Hello, Dame Edna. Just having me nails done. Penny's cutting me nails.
It's Rod Stewart!
Hello, everyone. Sounds like a right lively bunch you got there, Edna.
Oh, darling. Do you hear how many lovely fans you've got here? I'm here with your daughter, Kimberly, and she wants a little word with you.
Hi, Dad.
Hi, Kimberly. You be a good girl and do what your godmother Edna says.
Okay.
I hope you're having a good time on the show. Take care and tell Edna to plug my UK tour, will you, please?
Okay, I will.
I'm in Newcastle on the 26th, Manchester on the 28th, and Twickenham on the 30th. Okay, darling, I love you.
I love you.
Oh, and we love you too, Rod. Thank you, darling. We do.
Good night, Edna. See you soon, love.
Darling, we have to take a break. These phone calls don't pay for themselves. More of Kimberly Stewart and their promised duet with a lesser-known dame after these messages. Welcome back, Parsons. Kimberly, now you went to modelling school by day, didn't you?
Yeah.
Modelling schools, they used to, in the old days, of course, teach you to get out of a car with a book on your head without showing your undergarments, didn't they?
Yes.
Things have changed since then, Kimberly.
I've never done that, though.
No.
No, no.
I don't
I'm
think
a
you
lady.
have, darling.
No.
Were those exams hard to pass at your school?
No. They just kind of teach you how to walk down a runway and stuff like that.
Well,
you
it's
know.
not so easy.
No.
My daughter Valmay has done modelling.
Has she?
Balloons. She makes giraffes. She's very good. She can even blow up her own balloons. Speaking of which, didn't you have your little top tummies adjusted?
Yes. Oh, God, this story is so silly.
No,
yes.
It's not too silly for my show.
Yes, I can't believe you heard of it, though.
You had a little bust improvement?
Yes.
What happened?
Well, no, I took them out and...
Took them out?
Yes. I
have zippers or
I kind of took them out. I threw them out.
You threw them out?
Yeah, I got rid of them. And I gave them to a friend of mine, Jack Osborne.
Jack Osborne?
Yeah.
That's little Sharon?
Sharon and Ozzy's son.
Ozzy's
yes.
son. I know
Such a
him very
sweetheart.
well. What
You
did he do with them?
He put them on his bathroom wall. I don't. Yeah, I don't. And I didn't really want anyone to know that I was having my breast done, but he decided to tell people that.
Oh, that's
he placed
not
them on my
fair.
wall. So yeah.
That is ridiculous, isn't it? It's an intimate thing, but you were wise. You're lovely. This is what nature gave you, darling.
Yes.
You don't need bits of plastic attached to yourself.
No.
You know, you're talented and you're lovely.
Thank you.
I don't mean this maliciously, but your talent has yet to crystallize into something solid.
That is true. That's true.
Right. You're young. When I didn't have what you've got when I was your age.
Yes.
What do you plan to do eventually?
Eventually, I'm having a clothing company. Eventually, yes, a clothing company. I used to have one, but now I'm starting it again. I'm relaunching
Your own label, huh?
Yes,
Lovely.
Pinky Starfish.
Pinky Starfish.
Yes.
What a delightful name.
Isn't it great?
Now, do you have plans to follow in your father's footsteps?
With singing?
I don't mean dating people half your age and wearing and wearing spandex trousers.
There's nothing wrong with a spandex trouser.
Singing career?
I'm not opposed to it. I'm not opposed to it.
Look on the bright side. You didn't get Rod's voice, but you got his nose. You got his...
No!
And I think...
Oh, no!
It's lovely.
No.
It's beautiful.
You couldn't say I got
Kimberly.
the nose. I did not get the nose. Did I get his nose?
Didn't you know? It's slightly like...
I don't know.
I got his nose. You're saying I got his nose?
No, I have no idea.
His nose suits his face, but I don't think it would suit mine.
That's why, don't you think, when you see people who've had all this radical stuff done, you think there's something wrong, there's something that doesn't fit with something else. You see that, don't you?
Yes.
Interfering with the symmetry that nature gave us.
Yeah.
And I'm looking now, viewers, at three of the most symmetrical and gorgeous guests I've ever had. Kimberly, Stewart, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now, possums, it's the moment that you've all been waiting for, I presume. It's the biggest dame in show business, and she's back. And thank goodness I am. And accompanying me tonight is that other dame, adorable Shirley Bassey. I feel a duet coming on. The minute you walked in the joint, I could see you were a man of distinction, a real big spender, good-looking, so refined.
Say, wouldn't you like to know what's going on in my mind? So let me get right to the point. I don't pop my cork for every man I see. Hey, big spender, spend a little time with me.
Wouldn't you like to have fun?
That's about it. Last. I could show you a good time.
Let me show you a good time.
As you walked in the joint, I could see you were a man of distinction, a real big spender, good looking, so refined.
Wouldn't you like to know what's going on in my mind?
Let me get right to the point. I don't pop my cork for every man I see. Hey, big spender. Hey, big spender. Hey, big spender. Spend a little time with me.
I'm afraid that's all we've got time for this evening. Thanks to all my guests, Dame Shirley, Susan Sarandon, Ian McShane, Kimberly Stewart, and thanks for having me at your place. See you next week.
For all the latest Dame Edna news, previews, videos and behind-the-scenes footage, go to itv.com/Dame Edna. And coming up tonight, a house with a gruesome past. The Amityville Horror is just starting on ITV4.